The Central Kalahari Game Reserve is in Botswana. It's one of the largest contiguously protected areas in southern Africa and plays a very significant role in terms of large carnivore conservation, very strong cheetah population and densities, very strong lion densities. The Central Kalahari Game Reserve is one of the most spiritual, beautiful places on the face of the planet.
And you have to appreciate it on a much larger sense, this incredible wilderness, as far as the eye can see, it's wilderness. And, we have this incredible vistas of skies, this amazing light. I mean, really beautiful environment. So I think it's a positive thing that ecotourism starts looking beyond just the charismatic species and to giving people the opportunity to visit sort of lesser known places that are equally ecologically important for the wildlife.
For the local people, these community areas, it helps a lot because it also, it encourages people to take care of the natural resources, even to protect the animals. Now we feel like we have got the ownership on the land, even the animals, because we benefit a lot. And some of the money that the community area uses from tourism. So tourism now it's growing.
Well, we thought for sure after a couple hours of driving around that it was going to be tricky to find anything. We're up in the bush and the trees and ready to head back in, and all of a sudden Jonah points out at this incredible female.
It's not a big five game reserve. It doesn't have wall-to-wall game. It's not full of elephants, but it plays a significant role in conservation, and it's important that we give enough exposure to areas that might not be sort of on everyone's to-do list.
It's one of the best places to see cheetahs in Botswana. And we were really lucky today, actually, when we were driving around. We saw some springbok and we thought, well, that's a really large herd of, a significant herd of springbok, and drove past for a while. And then out of the grasses, we saw three heads and realized that that was cheetahs. So there was a female and her two cubs, which were about a year old. Then they started moving off towards the springbok herd. So we were able to bring ourselves back round, position ourselves behind the springbok herd, and actually see the whole process of interactions that goes on between predator and prey. The cheetahs hunkered down and stayed very quiet for a while. Then they started moving in, and we saw that the springbok had seen them. They got up and they started obviously alerting everyone there's cheetahs in the area, and the springbok all got up and they started moving off. And a bit of time went past, and then the cheetahs got up again and started moving towards that remaining springbok herd. And all the springboks suddenly that had left started coming back together and amassed into one herd and started actually moving towards the cheetah with a line of males with large horns in the front as sort of the front line of the herd. And the cheetahs obviously stopped then. I mean, it was quite a, sort of quite something to take on, this line of sort of male springbok. They never actually made an attempt at the springbok because they were a bit too far away, and obviously the springbok were totally alert by that point. But being able to take the time to actually witness all of those interactions in such a level of detail was really wonderful, and it's a great opportunity, to feel like you're really the only one in the wilderness and witnessing these incredible scenes.
Our visit to the Kalahari Plains Camp shows us that we can have a camp in a very remote location that exists entirely on its own sustainability. We have solar panels generating the power. As we move forward, there's going to be a greater demand from the travelers to know that being an ecotourism operation is more than a claim. There needs to be a transparent and accountable and a visual way for us to appreciate and see that.